Right, we're all cleared out and ready to go. I've put an extra strong boy in here. This was the bookshelf, oak bookshelf for the wife. Now that all the rugs are gone. So what we've done now is opened up the original fireplace. There's the original one there in the arch. So we're going to recreate this, but in Oast russets. I've worked out my bond across here. And I also want to keep my concrete foundation into the foundation of the house. So I was trying to work out how I do the structure across. Well, we got it now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build up inside here. And currently the chimney is supported on 3 acro props in there. So the back of the chimney don't simply fall off over the back. So we're going to build up now. I'm not going to take all this out in one go, because there's a bit of movement going on, and I certainly don't want to start cracking up here and all the chimney that I did rebuild. So this is where we are now. I've opened up the fireplace here. I've started doing a Flemish bond down the bottom. A fake Flemish bond, should I say, because the bond doesn't actually go through, but it's meant to look like it does. There used to be a fireplace here. So this side of the chimney, this side here, is blanked off at an angle, because the fireplace used to be here in the bedroom, and this side used to continue down into here. Originally the fireplace was here, if you remember me saying originally. It never used to be in that room. So I've just stopped at that point now. I've put an acro in. We've got 2 acros at the back holding up the rear of the chimney. So all this section now is suspended on acros, and just the remainder of the leg of the original chimney, just the one side here. I'm not going to take that out until we put some strength back in, like I did previously on the rear. So here you can see the bottom of the tapered section. So I've stopped here. I'm going to build this up now to here, and then take another section out so we can support the chimney. Bearing in mind, a hole has got to go here to go for the other fireplace in the other room, which I'll go through again. Okay, so at the moment, I'm just going to build this up this evening to here, let it dry, and then we're going into concrete block in here, because you can't see that section. The arch height is now here. Okay, now UK regs is 1.2 metres above the hearth height, or with my fireplace, it's 450mm off the top of the fire. Well, the 1.2 meters is greater, so you have to take the greater distance. So from the hearth to the bottom of the arch, that's a non-combustible surface as well. Obviously combustible will be even higher. Is 1.2 meters. So I've marked it on the wall somewhere around here, which I don't think you can see that well, it's just here. So let's get it up to here, make the form for the arch, and build up the concrete block. So this is where we are now. Got an acro in here. We have a concrete lintel. These are just cushions, because the draft on this, or a good thing, of the pull of the chimney on this is just astronomical. We're losing all our heating. So these are just some blankets and cushions. So we've got a concrete lintel in here. Okay, we've got this currently sitting on here. This is drying at the moment. This will be through into the next chimney through here. Got a strong boy in here, like I say, acro here, because all this is doing its bit. These are just engineering bricks. I haven't been particularly fussy with them. They're just in. These are the Oast russets, again the nice bricks. Hence we've gone back to the Flemish bond. Cut the angles ready for the arch. This is 1.3 meters from here to the start of the arch, just in case building regs are funny. It should be where 1.2. So I was a bit unsure, is that the centre of the arch, the start of the arch, what is it? So I've just done it 1.3 to the start, because we haven't got the hearth in yet, and the hearth isn't going to be more than 100mm. So that should still be well within the 1.2 building regs for the arches. I'm currently toying between 2 methods, which we'll come to in a minute, how we're going to do the arch, what sort of pattern. I've started to make the templates just here. They'll simply be knocked in place. Well, I'll go through that when it comes to it. But that's where we are now. We're built up to here. There's no change on the other side. That's as it is. Nothing's changed there. So what will happen is now, this is all like tussed door, and we can bring the new fireplace across here now. But for now, we're just going to concentrate on one fireplace at a time. The one we've got the fireplace for, which is under there, the log burner for, which is under there. So now what I'm going to do now all this is in, is we're going to put the arch in. We'll concrete a little slope or cement sharp sand slope to come down from here gradually. This radius from here to here conforms to the maximum radius that you're allowed for the flue pipe, and also that the sweep can get his brushes in. Okay, so that's the next step now. Arch in, leave it a couple of days, lintel, build it up to there. We're going to leave the acro prop in on the bottom of the lintel, not this one here, a 1 metre one somewhere else. The reason being, the arch will be forced down, holding the bricks, and if any movement up here, because we are currently still on the old bricks here. And what will happen is it will flatten the arch, which will push that wall out. So until this wall is rebuilt, which will be the next job after this, I'm going to leave the 1 metre acro in, holding the concrete lintel that goes front to rear. So we're going to crack on with that now. If anybody wants any more depth of anything I'm showing here, I'm trying to keep my videos short. They don't seem to be that popular, to be fair. The views aren't very high to what I normally get. But if anybody wants to ask me any questions or anything more in depth, just let me know and I'll get back round to it on the next time. So here you can see the rear of the form, this one. And the rear of the form is just screwed to the uprights. And these are just simply knocked in at an angle and they bite. They're not fixed in any way. The reason being, once the arch starts to go off, we can knock this off very easily without having to take screws out, nice and quick. It's also suspended 1/4 of an inch off the floor here and here. Other than the jamb, there's no other forms of holding that in. The reason being, as soon as we take it, it will drop away from the arch. There is no pushing left or right of the arch. So here, now this is all screwed on. Okay, like I said before, there's no other forms of holding that in place 1/4 of an inch off the floor other than the angled pieces we've just knocked in. So you'll see this is what you're looking for, is the end of your arch ends on this point here. This gives you your 3/8 mortar line, whatever you choose to do. And you need to allow for your 3/8 mortar line here because that's how it would be. And this puts your loads straight into the wall. You don't want it down here, the angle coming from here, because you're not then putting the loads in the same place. Plus it also looks better like this. So this should be your dissecting line, this here to here. And again, you can see it's absolutely spot on this side as well. The end of the arch on the point of that brick. Level it up. Make sure your rear arch is level with your front arch. I haven't had to put any noggins in between because I've done it out of what's this, 12mm ply. So it's quite strong in itself, and that span there is the thickness of a brick. If you make them too solid, you tend to get rock on it. So really, you only really want 2 points on your brick, and it also lets the cement happen as well. So when it comes to the rise of your arch, which is from the horizontal here, that point there to that point there is a guidance of 0.3 to 0.5 of the total span from here to here. That's really kind of, if you stay within that bracket, you'll be good as a structural arch. The higher the arch, the more load is put down your legs. The flatter the arch, the more is taken this way. So 0.3 to 0.5 is a safe guidance. If you build, I mean, I've built these, and they're actually filled with concrete as well, so that the distance there, this brick here, let's say, between the two, that isn't a cavity in here. I've put many wires across, and it's also filled with concrete because of exactly what I'm doing. This was the bookshelf here, if you remember. So this is going to take quite a side load in here, hence why I filled it with concrete, and I'll continue to do that up here once this part of the chimney is built. So I have the ability to take down the rise of the arch a bit more. The reason I want to take it down more, I don't want a big arch like this that hides the fire. I wanted a high arch. So if you think about it, we've got to do 1.2 from there to there. So if we was to do a high rise arch, we'd be coming down here and hiding the fire. So if you've got the supports, you can go as low as 0.15 of the span from here to here. Now, what you see here on my fire is 0.2, okay? But as I said previously, I am going to leave the acro in on the lintel that goes here, because if I was to build off this, supporting this here, it would push this wall out. It would just go. So until this wall is built, and the one on the other side, the fancy side, then that acro will stay in because it would just push this over. I'm just toying about at the moment. I'm a bit unsure how to complete this. So they're currently 68 millimeters. So you won't actually see a big gap at the top here. These have all been cut wedged, so the cement line's even. I don't like it when people use a wedge of cement because they can't be asked to work out an arch. So all these are wedged, so it'll be a 3/8 cement line all the way. All the perts will be 3/8. It keeps it nice and even, and yes, it takes some working out, but it does look a lot better. So at the moment I'm contemplating, do I go all the way over the top with the end on bricks, or do I do these three in the middle, cut on the laser line, so you see it will meet that line perfectly all the way across. Damn accurate brickwork there. So we can cut them at that angle flat, and this will keep the bond going nice across here, the Flemish bond here. We'll have to put a 3/4 in here, but you get this nice effect that's uniform. It makes it look very central to the wall. Obviously we've got to build that bit yet. So yeah, I either continue the arch over like that, put like a soldier style 3 in the middle. I would, like I say, I will be doing them out of 73mm bricks and tapering them, so you won't get the wedged cement here. Don't know at the moment. Need to speak to the wife, and I'll probably do what I want anyway. So this is where we are now. The missus's bookcase is there with the books. That arch meets regulations, higher than I'd like it to be, but those are the regulations. Log burners in there at the moment, nothing's connected. Coming around here, we're now joining up this section. There's a new footing being put in there. You don't need to see me digging a hole and filling it with concrete. So that was a 1 metre square footing that I dug there, 1 metre cube should I say, with some mesh in it, because it's got to hold a steel. The chimney breast is coming over here as well. Coming around to this side. That's the other fireplace that's taking shape at the moment there. And that'll be an oak beam going across here, which is there, as I've said before. So what we're going to do now is build the back wall up, build the other side up, take the weight back off the acros to support 2 steels and the floors above. And then the back wall stops here. The front wall will continue to meet the full height of the house. And then just behind the beam, there'll be another wall which will contain the chimney coming in here. We've also cast and separated the chimneys now. So that one now comes down here, down the side, and then across. and then that one comes over and it's cast over to there. I'll show you what we've done. We've used a lintel here simply to hold the casts. It's not taking any load of the chimney. So coming under here, you can see what's happened. That's a cushion up there to stop the drafts, because there's mad drafts. So you can see we've cast the back of the chimney in, so this angles towards us, because we took the wall further that way in the first video, you may remember. So that's a cast coming this way. As you can see, it's very smooth. It's very well done. There's an old cushion, like I say, keeping us warm. And then we've cast it over here. And you see how smooth all this is. So should we get any leaks or anything happen, it's going to be like nice flow. Not that I want leaks. So it's cast this way and it's cast this way, and that gives us a 10x10 flue, halving the chimney. Okay, so this one is a totally independent fireplace now. Very strong, very, there's lintels in that, like I say, it's very good. And then coming round to this one, you can see another blanket's been shoved up there, and there's the other side of the casting you just looked at. So that now, this side is totally separated. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we need to take a couple of these out, and we need to bring that half the flue over to here now and create that part, the fire. So it's got to come across here. What we need to remember is, yes, we're using a liner, but we've got to try and keep this liner as straight as possible. One, for less restriction and all that, but also when we've got to clean it. So we've got to get some rods up there. So the least amount of bends is better for us. Okay, so that's what we got to do there. Connect that and bring it over to here. But I'll update you in due course. That'll be it for this video. Sorry it's been so long. Like I said before, I have a full-time job and I've just been a bit flat out at the moment. There's new footing, all new footing in there. I'm thinking of filling this with concrete as opposed to rubble and stuff, or a rubble concrete mix. Like I say, because it's got to do a lot, but I'm also a little bit concerned a column of concrete there will be quite weighty. But we will see, we will see. So there we go at the moment.